Hello class, so this is in case you weren't sure on how to take the data. This is a quick little refresher on how you might want to take said data. First, before you take the data, you should probably make a data table. Your data table should most likely look something like this. You can definitely make it bigger. I just only have so much space, so this is the size it's going to have to be. You should have your time. You should have your force. This is in seconds. This is in newtons. You should have your F max. We'll talk a little more about that later. Your F mean. And your delta T. Ran out of some room there. And your delta T. Hopefully that's enough space. Delta T. So this is what you'll need. So, for example, for your T, you want to have some times that are around this peak. So this is our huge peak. This is essentially this dot here. That is all the same dot. So you want times around that. That's your peak. But you need more than just your peak. So you'll probably want to take a sample of about 5 of its nearest friends. So probably from there to. So your first point would probably be at 5.02. Next, 5.04. Next, 5.06. Next, 5.08. That's probably enough. Then look at your force. So your force at 5.02 was negative 0.04. And then after that, that's your huge jump at 52.66. And then it went back down to 0.39. And then your last point was at 0.06. Alright, then you want to find your F max. So this is the confusing part. So it's either one of two numbers. It is either this number or this number. Remember, for your max, you're talking about this point. Basically, how hard did it hit? From there, you can find that in this place. Alright, so this is negative 0.38. This is 52.66. How hard do you really think it hit? You're looking here not necessarily just for your max, but for your largest overall number. So your F max is actually going to be the 52.66. That's how hard it hit. And then your F mean is pretty self-explanatory. It's right where it says mean. So your mean is 26.52. In this case, remember, do this with your own data. So do this with your own data. Then delta T, you actually have to do a tiny calculation. Trust me, it's not difficult. What you're looking for is essentially how long did your impact take, because this is important. So this is what we want to know. Luckily for you, you have a nice graph. It tells you where it started and where it ended. And also you have nice data points to go with it. So right here, let's put a different color. This right here is this point. That's right before you started to go up. This point right here is this point right when it started going. You want to find the time in between them. So you want to subtract the final, which is 5.08, minus the initial, which is 5.02, which will give you 0.06. 6. So a really tiny amount of time, which makes sense. It's a collision. But your total time would be 0.06. So on Monday, this is what I should see. 4 points on tech report. This should be checked off by me. So make sure you have a good data table. It doesn't have to look like this, but this is a good example of what one could look like. So you need this 4 points on Monday. This is actually not your homework points, but your performance task points, your first set of data. All right, have a good weekend. Hopefully you are ready for this, and I'll see you on Monday.